could have used you yesterday afternoon. I could have used some holiday spirit, and I could have used a positive message for sure.
Oh, well, we got that. Well, I've been thinking about, obviously I'm an advisor decided, an investor insided. One of the first investments I made, allowing people to have a true conversation. Obviously there's so much noise. I was, thinking, God, there's so much information that people don't get a real feel. And the only way you get a real feel is through conversation and discourse and polling and all the things that Sided does. And, I know there's a lot in Sided with sports, but as the, president leaves office, et cetera, what a great platform for people to talk politics, and get to the truth of what they want to talk about.
I'm so glad you just said that, because, I started off by saying I was on the radio, and I'm just saying, for anybody that is watching that's a Dave Meltzer fan and follower that has no clue who the heck I am. Yeah, Dave, I am so flattered that you are an advisor to what we do and an investor in what we do. And you're so right, because, we have been this year, especially the last quarter of the year, we've been in user acquisition mode. We've been trying to find, how are we going to get people to come use our platform? Because just me alone with my measly 20,000 Twitter followers is not going to be enough to generate real users. And what we've found is that YouTube influencers, young YouTube influencers and their audiences are very mobile. But that being said, the biggest picture for our platform, and I would encourage everybody who's watching right now to please download this app, Sided, S-I-D-E-D. It's in the App Store and in the Google Play Store. The bigger picture, Dave, seriously, is about the broken conversation on the internet. And it's not just Twitter where people get angry and it's toxic. And it's not just Facebook where you lose friends because of your opinions at times. Sometimes it's on Instagram. You say something on Instagram and the next thing you know, it's just a lot of hatred and bitterness. The thing about Sided that makes it so interesting is you pose a question to people and then you segment answers. And people who are on this side or this side or this side, they can leave interesting points. They can make interesting arguments. People can like those arguments. And then if you have strong opinions, which many people do, and you always think you're right, which many people do, this is a platform where people actually judge your commentary. And then you get a real sense of whether or not people agree with you or disagree with you. But in the much bigger global sense, I really do think, and I hate to be, such an idealist, but I do think that the way we speak to each other, the way we communicate with each other on the internet is broken because people can hide behind their phones, their computers, fake identities, whatever. And I really hope that in the future, one of the things that we can do that's not just about making money and it's not just about building metrics, it's really about helping find a solution to better conversation on the internet.
Yeah, I didn't realize the YouTube subscribers are so powerful, because we're gonna have a post Christmas conversation about all my YouTube Evan Carmichael, Who Man with millions of subscribers that would they're just generous, gracious people, and they love to heal the broken conversation that people are having. I think there's another aspect that I have found from using it, and I played around with it myself, and through my team, et cetera, tested it. It's a big issue, especially for younger people, verification. When you have mass exposure to comments, to opinions, and that's what they are, comments and opinions, we have a capability through mass involvement in conversation, when we bring that together and unbreak the broken conversation, to verify. People can post and say, wait a second, the whole premise of this person is good for this is wrong, because here is facts right here. And then someone else could say, actually, your facts aren't true either, and come back. And that's what Sided to me is all about. Now, also, I will tell you that in the sports realm, it's extremely fun. Yeah. Right? Where we know there are no facts, I always tell people, if anybody really knew what the hell they were doing in sports, they'd be a billionaire, because especially with legalized gambling where it's at, if somebody could just tell me when the Chargers are going to lose by 3 points, I'd be fine. Just give me 1 week where you could tell me for sure what's going to happen in a Charger game. I can pay for all of the money I've wasted on the Chargers for the last 4 years.
Well, you're so right, because so here is this platform, Sided, that I originally, when I first came to you, I said to you, Dave, I'm in the radio business, and the problem I have is that I spend an awful lot of time and energy and money posting and being visible on social media, and I can't make any money, or so it didn't seem from that. And my goal was to help other radio personalities around the country find ways to drive engagement and therefore have a chance to make a couple dollars along the way, kind of make money with the audience that they've built, not to be selfish about it, but just to provide great content, provide a great place for people to talk, and you could theoretically share in the ad revenue. And what I have found this year in particular is that the middle-aged guy like me, as much as it's hard for me to actually admit that, I know everybody watching, how old is this kid? Like 25, 30? I know, I'm so millennial, but I'm 50,
well, I
man.
mentor a lot of young guys, so they figure.
Right. I'm 50, man. And here's the funny part about it is that the radio personalities who are like me, they're middle-aged people, their audiences are older, and they're listening on a device that is not a phone or a computer. More often than not, they're actually listening on terrestrial radio. So those people, the hosts themselves and their audiences, are not nearly as mobile, and they're not as open to trying new things. Older people, you can't teach your old dogs new tricks, right? So what I have found is by talking to guys in their 20s who are fanatical about their sports and about their content, who produce a ton of content on YouTube, whether they've got 10,000 subscribers or 60,000 subscribers. When they say to their particular niche audience, I've posted something on Sided. For example, I've got a guy in Miami. His name is Tony Dow. TD Fins Talk is what he calls himself. And this guy, when he posts a question on Sided, his Miami Dolphin audience goes crazy for it. A guy in Chicago, they go by Goat House. That's what they call themselves. That's their channel on YouTube. When they tell their audience, we just posted a question that asks, who should the Jets pick with the number 2 overall pick? Because they lost the number 1 pick when they beat the Rams. Who should they take? It gets immediately massive amounts of votes, massive amounts of comments. And then finally, when you gamify conversation, which is what we've done, when you say to people, if you win, because there's side A and there's side B, and if side A is the winning side and you have the most likes on that side, you're the winner, you get the points, and you win the Amazon gift cards. We're literally giving you something for your time and your energy and your effort and your opinions. And I always thought to myself, man, oh man, people spend a lot of time sharing their opinions on Facebook and on Twitter, and they don't ever get jack squat for it. So, sports debate is a really fun thing. You as a Charger fan and as a San Diego sports fan your whole life, somebody posted the other day, who was the greatest player ever in Qualcomm Stadium? Because Qualcomm Stadium, a stadium you and I grew up going into, it's being torn down piece by piece right now. And that is emotional for people who grew up going to a place like that.
I cried when I saw the video. I was like, literally, my whole life in front of me.
Yeah. Wow. And you think about it, like, who were the legends of the last 50 years that played in that stadium, from Tony Gwynn to Marshall Faulk to Junior Seau to Dan Fouts, and the list goes on. So
Brett Favre at the Super Bowl in '88, right? Like,
absolutely. Yeah. And so, you think about Major League Baseball games, All-Star games, NFL games, Super Bowls, college football games, bowl games, huge concerts, Beyonce, Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses.
Steve Garvey's home run. Don't forget Steve Garvey's home run against Chicago.
Yeah. So classic moments in a stadium. And so people have these conversations. I think it was this. I think it was that. They share stories. They share emotions. And at the end, when people judge their comments, I like this, what Dave Meltzer said. I like what Scott Kaplan said. And you move up the leaderboard, there's a competitive nature to the conversation. So as you can probably tell, man, I'm, as somebody who is on the radio every day, 2 different radio shows, 2 different markets. One in the morning I do in San Diego, and one in the afternoon I do in LA. 2 different radio stations, completely different audiences. As someone who's also in the business of software now, who would have ever imagined? This is the twists and turns of being an entrepreneur. I'm so proud of what we've built, and gosh, I just want everybody to use it. And that's really my goal for 2021. Scale this business, Dave. And man, do I need your help.
You got it, my friend. Absolutely. Now, they can download Sided, SIDED, on any of the platforms, iOS or Android.
Right.
Where else can they find you, the shows, or Cited on Instagram, YouTube, etc.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram. It'd be great if everybody would download the app Cited. And if you go into the App Store, it's SIDED. If you put in Cited Debates, it'll pop. I mean, it pops up right away. You'll find that it's a really great platform. It's a ton of fun. People who are using it, Dave, like our power users, like our real top 10% of people, 27 hours last month is what they spent on this app. 27 hours. But the average person comes in and out and will spend 7 to 10 minutes a day. They'll vote, they'll opine. Maybe you can, users generate much of the content and the questions. So if you're on Instagram, @Cited Debates, on Twitter, @Cited Debates. For me personally, it's just my name, Scott Kaplan, Kaplan. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. And if you're driving around in Southern California and you're listening on the radio, 1090 San Diego, 710 LA. I'm busy, man. I'm freaking busy.
You're active. I don't like busy. Busy means unavailable. You've always been available to me. Speaking of which, too, I love seeing you because, when I first wanted to start building my brand, there were certain people that supported me whenever I asked, hey, can I jump on? Can you help me promote my brand, my books, my podcasts, my movies, my TV, anything I wanted to do? And, my heart was singing when you started out coming onto my stuff now saying, hey, I'm not sure anybody knows who I am. Let me just tell you this, Scott Kaplan is a legend. The first person that I wanted to be. I was so excited the first time I was on the Scott and BR show in San Diego. It's the biggest show in Southern California. He's being very humble. And I know not everybody, there's 4.4 billion people. If we can just capture 1%, you and I, not too bad for two kids from San Diego. So
yeah, you know what though, Dave? I'll tell you this real quick on the way out. You always, and I always love to tell you this, and I tell everybody who's a Dave Meltzer follower this. We once met and had lunch one day, and you told me, you said, you're not good at two things. This is the way I remember you saying it. You said, one, you're not good at receiving. And I went, what does that mean? What do you mean I'm not good at receiving? I don't even understand what that means. And you also told me you're not good at asking for help. And I swear to you, that's probably 7 or 8 years ago that you told me these two things. And ever since then, I've been willing to do both of these things. One, can I please get some help here? I need help, And sometimes it's to my investors and I need help. Hey, I need cash. The company needs cash. I need help. We need the cash to keep things going. Or sometimes it's, hey, I need your help. I'd like you to get on Cited and get an account and play with it and give me your feedback. I need help, and I'm willing to ask for help. When before I used to think of asking for help as some sort of weakness. It's not. I found that it's a strength, and you've taught me that. And the other thing is not being willing to receive, not being open to receive. I never really understood what that meant, but I'm kind of like somebody who always likes to give. And then when I'm on the receiving end, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. That's okay. But it's okay to receive. Like, it's good to receive. And those are two pieces of advice that you gave me a long time ago. And they're deep. They're right here, right now. They're here, man.
Well, I appreciate you. And remember, you can't give what you don't have. So receiving is an important component of providing for your family, for your community, for everyone. And that's what inspires me to receive. I used to have the same Jewish guilt. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. And then put myself at a detriment to the point where I lost everything. And that wasn't going to happen again. And I appreciate your friendship, your business acumen, your media skills, especially. You're a killer out there. Please join Scott and I, Cited. You know where to do it, @Cited Debates. Scott, anything you ever need, all you got to do is call. Please also send my love to your son. He's a good man. I get to see him more than I see you, so thank you.
Well, hey, much love to you, your family, and your extended family, all the people that work in your office and all the people that follow you. Dave, much love and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Take care, brother. Take care.
Later, man.
The great Scott Kaplan, @Cited Debates, Cited, SIDED. One of my greatest investments. We're going to make it happen. We're starting to get momentum. Remember the segmentation, exponential growth, etc. It's a good place to be. Everybody, I saw, give me that Jakey Bakey. I saw you up there. Let me just pin my email, david@dmeltzer.com, 949-298-2905. Let me also, there's a few angry people in discourse, and Brian Smith, thank you so much for recognizing and acknowledging the sanctuary of positivity that we can express here. But I'm going to give you, everyone, my direct cell phone here on Christmas to call me if you need anything at all. So it's 688 3294. So if you're not happy, if you're anxious, frustrated, guilty, resentful, just directly call me. And I love to talk and help you. Bonnie, Brian, thank you so much. Brian Smith Energy at Where Guildford, right there. Amazing. Thank you for creating a sanctuary where we all can unite and stop the broken communication. As my wise friend Scott Kaplan says. You can see him right there. Colleen, Merry Christmas. All right, let me take a question or two, and then let's get celebrating with our families. How do you use Amazon personally? Man, I buy a ton of stuff. Gifts and work stuff, and or I absolutely, there's a reason Bezos is the richest man on earth, because that platform makes it so easy. I mean, stuff like comes on Christmas, on Sunday, on the day after, the same day, and it's just such an effective way to keep the world of abundance moving. Everything for everyone. So let's jump in here. My team has any questions, put them in here as well. If you're on here, universities are useless and it won't make you rich. Do you believe in that? No. I believe that if you invest in yourself, there's nothing better that you can invest in. If you're wise in investing yourself and find the right universities with the right program to help empower you in order to make more money, help more people, and have more fun, build a network. I mean, there's some universities that you can just get into, and the network itself, the lifetime network itself, is worth the money. But that doesn't mean all universities are worth it. It doesn't mean if you're not going to put the investment in yourself, it's going to be worth it. It doesn't mean that you should go into debt for the rest of your life. So determine upon what your skills, your knowledge, and your desires are. But universities are not worthless. You just have to be intelligent about how to utilize universities in order to effectuate what you want. In order to do that, you need to take inventory of values, ask and attract, as Scott Kaplan said, be a student. Right? Pay attention to and give attention to the coincidences that you want while you're at university, the mathematical equation of luck. Look, do things now, stay present. Ask yourself, can I do it now? And if you can, do it. If not, put it tomorrow into the calendar and prioritize by what's important. Use Roosevelt's matrix of importance versus urgency. And then finally, practice ending fear. Stop looking at what you don't want. Stop looking at what's missing. Stop looking at what other people want for you. Yes, is it worthless because you're going to school because your parents want you to? Or have you found the light, the love, and the lessons and the value in it aligned with the other 4 daily practices that I gave you? It's quite simple. Let's make it happen. Here, let's take a couple more questions. Thank you for putting these in here. My realtor, SoCal Realtor, may your Christmas sparkle with moments of love, laughter, and goodwill. And may the year ahead be full of contentment and joy. Gracias, my friend. Thank you so much. I wish that all for everyone in our community. If you'd like to join my text community, 949-298-2905. Also, david@dmeltzer.com. Can you show off the Christmas sweater? Looking good. This was a gift from the Ugly Sweaters Company. And this is where you're going to find the replays of all the training. You got to check out the Christmas video that we did, the holiday video. We have a holiday training. All the replays are featured, the playbook, on Spotify, Entrepreneur, and every platform. There's a specific playlist that is featured for the playbook on Spotify. Check it out. Millionaires, billionaires, celebrities, athletes, Hall of Famers, guests, all on there. You'll love it. So thank you, Ugly Sweaters, for the beautiful ugly sweater that I got. That's awesome. Let me see what I got. Erase this. Couple more questions here. Creating a business means going broke and struggling for 10 to 15 years before you see small lights of success. For some of us, for me, it was 9 months, 10 years of success, going broke, and then a 15-year segmentation of acceleration growth. Now to be at the top of the game, it feels so good with the lessons learned and the success and the suffering and the pain, which is just an indicator. It's a turn signal to something bigger, better, and brighter that I've had in my life. The light, the love, and the lessons that exudes in my life, the joy, the friendship, all of the things of the capabilities of allowing me to empower others to empower others. I want to say, Bonnie, I love you. Have an amazing day with your family. And I'm sending you my love. You're an amazing person. I'm so proud of you. Oh, thank you. You like my sweater. So I'm like a teddy bear. All right, last question. Here we go. What's your favorite way to show gratitude towards someone? Asking them what they need and doing it. The greatest way I show gratitude to someone is asking them what they need. How can I be of service or value, and fulfilling that? And let's leave on that one. Everybody, it's david@dmeltzer.com. Email me if you want my books for the holiday. I'll sign it, send it to you, pay for shipping. My guides, exercises from pitching to selling to ego-based training, whatever it is, it's all yours for free. david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. All of you, remember one thing, especially this holiday season. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a wonderful Christmas. Take care.